heard the story in a couple spots, but can you tell me the story of how you became a pitcher at the college level?
Crazy. It's been a crazy last year. Been a catcher my whole life, high school, and even my freshman year last year at USD, and kind of happened during break. Just they're like at a practice, like, hey, anybody want to get up there and throw? And I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll go up there and see what I could do. And started throwing hard, but didn't really have a plan of what I was doing. And get back to school that next spring, and they're like, hey, you want to throw in our inter squads? And I'm like, sure. And just kind of kept going from there, like an inning a weekend, and kind of just took off from there, to be honest.
So what'd you light the gun up with to immediately become a pitcher?
Yeah, I was sitting around like 93 to topping out 95. I've always had a strong arm behind the plate, but I didn't know I could do something like that. So it's kind of surprising for me myself.
So what's it been like over the past year, going from thinking you were going to be a college catcher and now you're a pitcher and at a different school a year later?
Yeah, that's another thing, going into, it's something I always want to do is be like a professional catcher, it's just something I felt like I was kind of born to do, like throwing on the catcher's gear as a little kid was always really fun. But I knew at the end of last year I had to make like a huge decision because, it's hard to do both, especially it's taxing on the body for the arm. So I just made a decision. I feel like that was best for my career, something that, could get me, hopefully to play in the major leagues, and I just felt like it was pitching. So
how much pitching did you do prior to last year? Like you were just growing up, like?
Yeah, I threw in Little League. Yeah. That was it. But other than that, I didn't throw in high school at all. Literally, it's only been maybe a little bit over a year pitching. So that's the biggest thing. Just been learning, to be not even just throw. It's about pitching. Hitting your spots, locating, and just it's like obviously catching. How to attack hitters,
sure.
But it's just a little bit different up there on the mound.
So if we took video from your first throwing session and did side by side, like mechanically speaking, before we get into arsenal or spots or anything, just mechanically, like lower body alone, like how similar or different are you to 15 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a lot of change, trying out different stuff. I would say at first it was a lot, I was kind of moving too fast, just was a little rushed. So it's been, I've been mainly focused on having, repeatable, I used to go in the windup, now I'm just purely stretch now. And so it's just been, being able to repeat, going down the mound, and that's pretty much it. But it's been, a lot of, growth for sure.
What is the arsenal?
I got fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
And you came to the table with all four from the jump?
No, last year, that's the thing. I feel like when I get into these games this year, they're like, only has a fastball, because that's kind of all I had last year. And so that was the problem, last year is like, I tried to spin a curveball here and there, but it was just hard to throw for strikes just because I didn't have much experience. So a lot of guys are just trying to tee up on the fastball. But that's, one of the points of pitching is, learning how to spin stuff for strikes. So I feel like that's something I've been working on a ton, and to be honest, I feel like it's one of my strengths now. So
when you've had the career trajectory over the past year and a half that you've had, you popped up as a stopper of the year candidate, like on that watch list. Did that surprise you at all?
To be honest, I don't try and look into that. It's kind of for you guys and the media, but obviously it's cool to see that stuff, talking to Dorr and Skip, like, hey, what are your kind of goals for this year? And obviously award like that is pretty sweet, but that's something that I'm not, if I just focus on my preparation and stuff, if it happens, it happens, but it's kind of where I'm at.
What's it been like learning from Dorr?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, just the type of man he is and how he runs our staff. It's been a blast, especially in the fall, learning from him. He's helped me out with my slider a bunch, and he's just been a super kind of role model to look up to for sure.
Two good appearances this weekend. Just what was How important was it for you to start off on the right foot and kind of stake your claim to get a bigger role and whatnot?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like that was my first time in my life throwing 2 times in a weekend. So there's a lot of first times as we kind of go through the season. But no, I mean Saturday felt great, and then obviously Monday, you know, feeling it a little bit. But you just need to go out there, and I was just telling myself, I'm like, I gotta will myself to do it, and you know, not kind of feel like I'm just kind of going out there, you know, not high energy. So if you saw, I brought the energy more on Monday because I knew it was going to be huge, especially going into extras. I was just trying to get our team a chance in the bottom of the 10th to get us the win.
So you talk about a lot of firsts. All right, for these early tournaments, all right, this past weekend I was saying Michigan bookends, but each time it's going to be a different opponent each game before you get the 3-game series.
Yeah.
But there will be now that much more film. And that'll be the new thing. It'll be, all right, the first time you're dealing with that caliber opponent countering what you're doing. And then when you get the 3-game series, it'll be opponents who counter the same opponent. All right, what's your next move to prevent their success from countering what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's also out of my control. Like, you know, I was on the hitting side. I know that there's, you know, you look at film, you have a kind of a plan, but it's never, I mean, you just, like as a hitter, you're going out there, see ball, hit ball, kind of, you know. And for me, my goal is to just fill up the zone. Like that doesn't change my plan. It's, you know, throwing 4 pitches for strikes, and you know, if I do that, I know hitting's really tough. So that's why I'm on the pitching side. I wasn't as good as a hitter, so I know how tough it is, and I know if I just work ahead, you know, everything will solve itself.
What was the matchup back in the fall, even here, like initially getting going, just practice-wise, where it's like, all right, yeah, ball here.
Yeah, just you mean like pitching and stuff, practicing?
Is there a particular matchup, particular hitter on this team, like maybe back in the fall or
you know,
a couple weeks ago? Or...
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. When I look at myself from the fall and this year, it's also been, you know, very different. But facing, you know, definitely high caliber hitters compared to last year. So, you know, you get away with, like, I feel like, you know, this year you don't get away with many mistakes. You just got to make sure you kind of execute, especially in, you know, high leverage counts. But no, I mean, I think you just got to, you know, stay, no matter who's in the box, you just got to stick to your plan and approach. So.
Gonna try out some sticking for the glove.
Oh my God! Yeah, the team got a good kick out of that one. But no, I have a very kind of unique follow through on its own, and hand just got a little sweaty, and I literally felt it fly off, and I looked around, I'm like, where is it?
It was still in the air.
Yeah, I had no idea where it went. But no, that was a lot of people have been reaching out about that. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.